Hey, what's up guys? Welcome back to the Mr. Fix-It channel. Today I got my Polaris 400L in the shop and we're going to go after the front chain and sprocket. Stay tuned.
I was sitting out there in the shed one evening, not doing too much of nothing, just kind of staring at the wall.
So this is a requested video. Getting that front sprocket off there is a little bit in depth, so I'm going to walk you through all the steps of how to get that sprocket off of there. So to get into here, you don't need to take this chain off to get to that chain. So where I'm going to start at is I'm going to start up front here with this chain. So you need to jack it up, get this front tire off. I'm going to remove this splash guard here on the side of the radiator. You don't have to do that, but that's just going to make filming easier to get in here to see. And so let's get this thing jacked up, get this tire off the ground, get this tire removed, and then we'll continue. All right, with that stuff out of the way, we can get in here and we can see a lot better what we need to do. First thing we can do is take this cover off, this chain guard cover, but there is a roll pin in this axle shaft right there that we need to drive out to get access to that sprocket. Okay, so this front axle spool is on an eccentric, and when you loosen the tightening clamp to this will when this rotates, it'll change the position of this axle to adjust the tension on the chain. Now if you look, you can see that the sprocket is below this frame rail. We need to pull this sprocket off of this spline shaft this way. In order to get that off of there, we need to position this front spool in a way that will allow us to clear the frame. So we'll get into this here in a minute. There's two different ways to do this. So if all of your chains are intact, you can use the rear wheels to drive that spool. So kind of like if you've seen my videos where I've used a 1/4 inch extension in the rear axle carrier to tighten and adjust the chain, you can do the same thing up here. There's a hole in the sprocket, but you run that into the spool and then you rotate the tires and that will rotate that axle spool and we'll get that in the proper position. Now I know that sounds like a lot, but trust me, it's not too bad. So the first thing I'm going to do is I'm going to get that chain guard off of there and then we'll continue. Alright, in order to get this chain cover off of here, there's going to be 4 screws. There's 3/8 head, there's one right back there. There's 2 up here, one there, one hiding behind the radiator support there, and one on the other side of the machine right there. Alright, so remove these 4 bolts and take this cover off. Just a side note, if these screws have not been out of here for a long time or have never been out, they might be a little rusty and corroded, so just work them, lube them, don't break them off is what I'm saying. This one up here under the radiator support is kind of tricky to get to, so you just got to use a wrench. So kind of turn your wheel to the right, and that'll give you a little bit of clearance to get this out of here. So there's that off. Okay, now we're at this point, we need to loosen the tightener for this front spool. There is a hole in the skid plate right there. You can see I got a leaf in the way. And there is the 5/8 bolt. Loosen that, and then we can start rotating this to get it in position to be removed. Deep 5/8 socket. Get that bolt good and loose, but don't remove it. Alright, so I need to dig out some of the gunk here so I can expose one of these holes. This area is really hard to wash when it's all, installed together, so I would do it today, but it is raining and I don't feel like getting this thing down off the lift and pressure washing it today. But you can see there's a hole right there, and we're going to insert, I like to use a long 1/4 inch extension for this. So let me get this lined up and I'll show you how we're doing this. Alright, so this is the front spool. This is what sits up in behind there. You can see there is 3 holes. Well, that's the wrong side. This is the side we're looking at here. You can see there's 3 holes. And we got to line up one of those holes in the sprocket with one of these holes, and we can slip this 1/4 inch extension right through the sprocket into one of these holes, and that'll help us rotate this. So let's get that lined up And the easiest way to do it is to just kind of turn the rear wheel and it'll line up the holes in the sprocket, and then we'll slip this through there, and then that'll help us turn that. So get you a flat screwdriver or something in there and clean all the gunk out of that hole. A lot of grease and stuff and chain lube and stuff gets built up in here, but you should be able to insert that right in there. Okay, now I'm just going to rotate the rear tires until this chain gets loose. So I'm going to rotate the tires forward, and I should rotate that whole spool this way. And what we're trying to do is expose the bottom of that sprocket above the frame there. I'm kind of looking behind the fender in through here, and I can see that jack shaft. Okay, that should be good there. Now we can remove the chain. Go ahead and pull this out. I'm just going to try to find the master link here. Yep, this is overdue for some cleaning, for sure. So give me a few minutes, I'll find the master link, we'll get this chain popped off. Okay, now we can just peel this chain off of here. That definitely needs a bath. Okay, that leaves us with getting this axle out. Now there is a roll pin, like I said, right there. You just got to drive this roll pin out with a punch and a hammer. The only problem with doing this is it's tight in here, there's limited access, and if this pin's never been out before, then it might be hard to drive through. And there's the roll pin. Now you can't just slide this axle out because there's not enough movement in the shaft. So you got to disconnect either the lower control arm, which on this machine, because of the bumper, you'd have to take the bumper off to get this bolt out. Or what you can do is just take the bottom ball joint loose there. So it's just a cotter pin, 9/16. What I'd like to do, because that's a tapered shaft, so it kind of seats into that control arm, I'll get that nut loose and run it almost all the way off. I'll stick a pry bar in between here and the control arm, between the strut and the control arm, put a little pressure on it, and then whack the end of this with a hammer to shock that loose. Now this should give you enough room to get this axle off of here. Be careful, do not pull out on this shaft because it'll pull it out of the CV joint and you'll fight to get that back together. So do not let this come out of the CV joint. I'm just going to set it there just like that. Do not pull on that. Now the newer models have a C-clip retainer that keeps that axle from pulling out of the CV joint, but for whatever reason the earlier models, this 94 for instance, it does not have that C-clip in there. So once you pull on that shaft, then it'll be a pain. Trust me. Ask me how I know. Alright, this is what we're after right here. Now we can just pull the sprocket. There's a little spring, wave spring in here. Looks like I didn't get it quite lined up. So you can see how it hits the frame here. I didn't get it quite lined up correctly. I needed to come up just a little bit more. But if for whatever reason you don't have a chain on here, like it broke or something, you can still get this off of here by simply reinstalling your extension or your screwdriver back into that hole, and then grab it with like a pry bar. And sometimes that likes to get stuck in there too and don't want to turn, especially if it's dirty and corrosive and disgusting, quite like mine is right at the moment. So I'm going to try to turn it back the other way first. Now if you're struggling like I am with this, you can also come in on this side and put your extension in there and grab it with your pry bar on this side. Maybe you can get the angle you need to rotate this thing. It's definitely a lot easier to do this turning the wheel method because you have a lot of mechanical advantage through the chains to turn that. So if you can, like I just need a little bit more to turn it, but you can do this if your chain's broke or whatever. Just doing this method, just be aware, it's gonna be a lot more difficult to do it this way. There. That's how you take this off. Like I said, could be a lot easier. I didn't practice this or clean anything or take things apart before I did this video. As you can tell, this is, you know, real life. All right, so now I'm going to take some time, clean my chain, clean that sprocket, clean in here a little bit before I put all this back together, because it's obviously in dire need of some maintenance. All right, so putting this back together is pretty much the exact opposite of taking it apart. You just slip your sprocket on, wrap the chain around, all right, now when you put this axle back on here, they have, the U-joint has a grease zerk, right? So make sure that this grease zerk is pointing in the same direction, because you can get it 180 off, and that means when you go to grease these, you got to roll the machine forward to get to the other one, and it's nice if they're both in the same position. So go look on the other side real quick, make sure it's pointing the same way this one is before you put this on. So the other one over there is pointing up, so I'm going to make sure I point this one up also. And just slip this in, make sure you line up the hole for the roll pin with the hole in the spline shaft. Oh, don't forget the spring washer. Slip that guy on and go ahead and get your ball joint back together. If your ball joint's just spinning when you're trying to tighten that down, you can put a jack under here and put a little pressure on it, or you can try to seat it with a hammer. Line up your castle nut with your cotter pin hole, and I'll get a cotter pin for that here in a minute, but I want to put the roll pin back in the axle, wherever my roll pin went. Here somewhere it is. Now this axle, it can come in and out slightly, so what I usually do is I'll just tap it in with, start it in with a hammer. Get this in the position where I can swing the hammer a little better. And I'll tap it in until I hear it stop against the shaft in there. And then I'll wiggle the shaft in and out while I'm tapping. And then go ahead and drive this all the way through. And just check, make sure that the roll pin is sticking out equally on both sides, and that'll be fully inserted. Now we can go ahead and line up our hole in our sprocket with our spool, and we can tighten the chain. Tighten up this pinch bolt, and then we can stick the chain cover on. Alright guys, well that's how you change the front sprocket on this machine. If you like this video, please give me a thumbs up, consider subscribing, and don't be afraid to fix it. Thanks for watching.